Snape here. Now, the title of this video seems familiar, is because I have actually done it before. About, well, a few years ago, I believe. But ever since the new Pokemon games came out, and ever since I've actually became a bit more knowledgeable about Pokemon battles and the Pokemon gaming franchise, I've actually realised that some of the Pokemon battles I talked about earlier, well, some of them were harder than others, some of them were easier than others, and some of them weren't that hard all along. So I just thought I would redo this video. I'm going to be going over the top 10 hardest Pokemon battles in the main series franchise, in my own opinion. If you guys have your own personal opinion, feel free to let me know down in the comment section below which you thought was the hardest Pokemon battle, which one you thought was misplaced in my list, and if you have any video suggestions for the future, feel free to let me know down in the comment section below. Also guys, I need some more Christmas memes for my next meme review, because the video after this one is going to be my Christmas meme review. And so far I've only got 3 memes. So I need a lot more. So if you can find some Christmas memes off the internet, or if you want to make your own memes by taking stuff from my channel and then make a meme out of it, feel free to do so. And then send the memes to @Robert_the_Infernate at Instagram. And then your meme could be in my next video. So without further ado, let's get into the video. At number 10, we have Whitney. Oh, I can't stand Whitney. Honestly, Whitney is the main reason why so many Pokemon trainers had quit playing Pokemon. And all because of her ace Pokemon, her goddamn Miltank. It's true, she does have another Pokemon, Clefairy, which can only really use Metronome to annoy you, because Metronome can literally beat any attack. But Miltank, it's a lot worse. Like, that thing knows Rollout, which powers up every time it attacks. It knows Stomp for stab, Milk Drink to regain its health, and then it's got Attract. And so if you have any male Pokemon on your team, they're practically useless. And in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, that thing not only has the Scrappy ability, which can hit any Ghost-type move with a normal attack, it's holding a Lumberry. So if you decide to use any status conditions, it will instantly heal itself. So you're going to have to use it twice. Plus, not only that, this thing's stats are incredible. Like, it's got about 3 stats that are in the 100 range, which means it's got a base stat of 490. Not only that, it is really difficult to beat. Like, if you decide to use a Quilava, Rollout will take it out. For Alligator and Bayleaf could be an option, but keep in mind that all the starter Pokemon have a high chance of being male, which means you're pretty screwed at this point. Honestly, the best chance you have of taking down that Miltank is to use the in-game trade to get a female Machop and take it out. At number 9, we have Claire for Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Now, if you think that Whitney was the hardest gym leader in Johto, no. Claire is easily the hardest trainer in Johto, excluding Elite Four and Champion. Oh, mate, I used to struggle on Claire. But now that I've come up with a perfect strategy to take her down, I don't really struggle with her anymore. But still, if you don't have a plan to take down Claire, you are thoroughly screwed. Now, it must be said, I really didn't struggle against Claire in Gold, Silver, and Crystal. All I needed to do was use a Lapras. Literally, Ice Beam on a Dragonair, gone. Ice Beam on the second Dragonair, gone. Ice Beam on the third Dragonair, gone. Brings out Kingdra, I use Perish Song, switch it out, and then Kingdra, gone. No. I am talking about Claire in Heart Gold and Soul Silver. This thing is a lot worse. I mean, yeah. Gyarados really isn't that much of a problem. All you need to do is a decent electric attack. A bit like Discharge, Thunder Punch, or Thunderbolt. And Dragonair, yes, are a little bit harder to take down, but if you use a pretty powerful attack that it doesn't resist, you can knock it out. Or even you use any like Dragon or Ice moves. that would work fine. But this gym challenge is difficult for one reason. Her goddamn Kingdra. This thing is a pain in the arse. Honestly, it knows Hydro Pump, it knows Dragon Pulse, Hyper Beam, and Smoke Screen. Like, Hydro Pump and Dragon Pulse are hard-hitting stab moves. Hyper Beam is just to take out your Pokemon in a single hit. Smoke Screen is there to annoy the ever-living shit out of you. Honestly, in case you didn't already know, Smoke Screen is a move that lowers your accuracy. Plus, this thing only has one weakness, Dragon. And the only way you can actually beat it with super effective moves is if you go to the game corner and then try and use as much luck and money as you can to get your own Dratini and eventually evolve it into a Dragonair. But good luck with that strategy, because Dratini really is hard to level up in this game. So, literally, the only way you can actually take down her Kingdra is to use high-hitting and moves that can have potential to knock it out swiftly. So, good luck with that. At number 8, we have Getsis from Pokemon Black and White. Holy crap. Honestly, if you are not prepared for Getsis, you are screwed. Like, he doesn't rely on any bullshit strategies. He relies on pure power and he gets the job done. Let's run down his Pokemon team in Black and White, shall we? First off, we've got a Cofagrigus, with the moves protecting Toxic so it can Toxic Stall you, and Shadowball for stab, and Sidekick just to annoy the ever-living crap out of you. We have a Boutalont, with hard-hitting attacks and can be quite deadly if left alive. We have a Seismitoad, which isn't the most dangerous member of his team, but can be quite threatening if not taken down quickly. We have a Bisharp, which, yes, can be taken down with literally any fighting attack, but if it feels like it, it can use surprise attacks like Metal Burst, and can also use high physical attack moves to take you down. And the two most infamous members of his team. First off, his Electros, which, by the way, has no weaknesses, and can also hit you really hard with moves like Wild Charge, Flamethrower, Acrobatics, and Crunch. And to top it all off, the ace of his team, a Hydreigon. Oh god, this Hydreigon. Honestly, this thing has a move that can pretty much counter almost any type. Like, this thing has Dragon Pulse, Surf, it's got Fire Blast, and it's got Focus Blast, which can almost counter every single type. Not only that, Hydreigon is a monster in the stats department. So, if you want to take this thing down, you need to do it quickly, because once it hits the field, you are fucked. At number 7, we have Wallace from Pokemon Emerald. Every time I look back on this battle, I become enraged. Because literally, this battle annoys the crap out of me. Every time I go into this battle, it annoyed me to no end. Let me run down Wallace's team. He starts off with a Wailord, which has Water Spout as a move to annoy you, which gets stronger when its HP is, well, the more health it has, the higher damage it does. With Rain Dance to power up all water attacks, and then it's got Blizzard and Double Edge. Well, Blizzard Edge is to take care of any grass types, and Double Edge is just a hard-hitting move, so that way it can annoy the crap out of you. We have Tentacruel, which has Hydro Pump and Ice Beam, as well as Toxic and Sludge Bomb. Toxic is to make sure that you get poison if Sludge Bomb doesn't do the job. And plus Toxic will take away more health every single turn. So that's fun. we have Gyarados, with Dragon Dance to up its already OP attack and speed, and then it's got all hard-hitting physical attacks, such as Hyper Beam, Surf, and Earthquake. Surf isn't a physical move, but still, Hyper Beam and Earthquake back then were. So, you're screwed if it uses even one Dragon Dance. Next up, we have a Ludicolo with Surf, Leech Seed, Giga Drain, and Double Team. Surf and Leech Seed can be a pain in the ass, and so can Giga Drain. Surf and Giga Drain are for stab, and Giga Drain can also gain its health back. Leech Seed is for even more health, and Double Team is to make sure that you can't land a single hit. We have Wikcash, which by the way only has one weakness, in grass, and it's got Surf and Earthquake for stab, which are both very hard hitting. Then we've got Hyper Beam, just because, and Amnesia, which increases special defense. So, fun times, ladies and gentlemen. And to top it all off, we've got his ace in the hole. His goddamn Milotic, which by the way is not only hard hitting but quite defensive, with the moves Surf for stab, Ice Beam to cover its grass weakness, Toxic to stall you to death, and Recover, so that way if you do manage to get some damage on it, it'll just regain its health back. So as you can see, while Water type only has two weaknesses, being Electric and Grass, this team has ways to take down both of its weaknesses, and not only that, has ways to destroy your team entirely. So all I can say to anyone who wants to try and take down Wallace, good freaking luck. At number 6, we have Cynthia in literally any game she's in. Honestly, if you want to take down Cynthia in literally any game she's in, good luck. Because she is not going to make it easy for you, no matter which game you play. Let me give you a basic rundown of her team in Pokémon Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. We've got Spiritomb, which at this point of the game had no weaknesses, and also had hard-hitting moves to take you out in literally 1 to 2 turns. We have a Roserade, which can pretty much take AQ down with its special attack, and can take quite a few special attacks in my personal opinion. Either a bulky, powerful Gastrodon, or an onslaughting Togekiss, depending which version you're playing. A Lucario with priority moves, and can dish out so many powerful moves that can pretty much put so much damage and stress on your team. A Milotic with only 2 weaknesses, and can take you down with Miracle, and can take loads of hits at the same time. And to top it all off, a Mega OP Garchomp. Not Mega Evolution, by the way. Like, I'm just saying Mega because it's super OP. By the way, did you know that in both Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, it had Max IVs, and I'm pretty sure it was EV trained, and it was holding a Citrus Berry. Depending on which version you're playing, Diamond, Pearl, or Platinum, it has different movesets. But they're both very powerful, no matter which version you're playing. And then in Black and White, she swaps out her Roserade and her Togekiss for an Electros with no weaknesses and some hard-hitting moves, and it's on with a Braviary, which has high speed and attack and has moves that can pretty much OHKO you in 1 to 2 turns. And then in Black and White 2, she decides to get her Togekiss pack for her Braviary, and a brand new Pokemon. So instead of using her Electros, she's using a Glaceon, which can not only dish out some OP special moves, but can also increase its defense by using Barrier. Fun times. At number 5, we have Sabrina in all of the Generation 1 games. Now, to all of the novices watching this, you're probably thinking to yourself, dude, why did you put Sabrina over Cynthia? She's like not as strong as Cynthia, dude. Are you shitting me? Like, let me explain why Sabrina in Generation 1 was a lot stronger than Cynthia. Now, back in Generation 1, there was a bit of a coding error. So that means, instead of Ghost types being really, really good against Psychic types, they made it so Ghost type moves couldn't do anything to Psychic types. So literally, if you decide to use a Ghost type move on a Psychic type, it said it's unaffected by them. So that became extremely annoying because it basically has no weaknesses, because all bug-type moves were extremely weak back in the days. Like literally the hardest hitting and bug-type move that you can probably get was Pin Missile on a Jolteon. A close second would probably be Twin Needle on a Beedrill. But Pin Missile was rare to get it to hit 5 times, and Jolteon has really bad physical attack. And plus Beedrill is weak to psychic types. So what's the bloody point? Now back in Red and Blue, her teams weren't too bad. Like, they were strong, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't as bad as Yellow. Like, in Red and Blue, she had a Kadabra, a Mr. Mime, a Venomoth, and an Alakazam. Apart from Alakazam, her whole team was level 38. Her Alakazam was level 43. But when you play Yellow, you're going to be stuck there for a very long time, because all of her Pokemon were level 50. And plus the level jump from the 4th gym to Sabrina was absolutely absurd. Like, all of her Pokemon were level 50. Plus, she did have an Abra, which can only really use Flash to annoy you. Literally, it was the least threatening member of her team. But her Kadabra and Alakazam were very tough opponents to take down, because they didn't have any weaknesses. So you were stuck using hard-hitting physical moves to take them out. I spent several days trying to take down Sabrina, and it really ruined my Pokemon Yellow experience. At number 4, we have Juan from Pokemon Emerald. Easily the hardest gym leader ever in the main series handhelds. Like, honestly, I have never spent this long trying to take down a gym leader. Just like with Wallace, Juan's team only has 2 weaknesses, Electric and Grass. But also like Wallace, he has ways to counteract it. Let me run down his team. We have a Love Disc with Water Pulse and Attract. Like, Water Pulse is for stab, and Attract is to make sure that any male Pokemon you have is taken out. Sweet Kiss, in case the Water Pulse doesn't actually confuse it. And Flail, so in case it lives and has low health, it's going to take you down. We have a Wikcash, which also only has 1 weakness, but it also has hard-hitting and stab moves, and Rain Dance just to power up any water-type attacks that he might decide to use. We have a Celio, with the ability Thick Fat, which halves the moves of fire and ice-type moves, but why would you use fire-type moves on a Celio? Let's be honest. With the moves Encore, which makes you stick with the same move that you did last time, Body Slam to paralyze you, and Aurora Beam and Water Pulse to stab. His Cruel Daunt, which honestly is the least threatening of the bunch, and his aces. Oh, you're kidding me! Another one of these! Yep, just like Claire, he has his own pain in the ass Kingdra, and it's even worse. Like, yes, this thing doesn't have as many powerful moves as Kingdra did. But back then, it used a bullshit strategy. Like, this thing had Water Pulse, which was stab, and had a chance to confuse you. Ice Beam for cover edge against any Dragon types or Grass types you might use. And then it had Rest. And it also had the ability of Chesto Resto, which means the first time it uses Rest, it's gonna wake up. And if you didn't know, Rest is a move that makes you go to sleep and regain all of your health. But this is where I crossed the line. This thing has Double Team! If you didn't already know, Double Team is a move that increases your evasiveness, which means it's gonna be harder for you to land a hit. Like, Claire's Kingdra had Smokescreen, which can easily be solved by switching your Pokemon. But Double Team is difficult to counter, because once you stick up a few Double Teams, it's hard to get the evasiveness back down. So you're stuck using as many moves as you can that could potentially take it down, but if it gets to yellow health, it'll just use rest and get all of its health back. Not only that, this thing only had one weakness, Dragon. So getting Dragon types back then was even harder. Like the only Dragon type that was available back then was Flygon. But good luck leveling it up to get to Flygon, and even if you do, it'll just use Ice Beam and instantly kill it. At number 3, we have the champion battle with Blue in Pokemon Yellow. People say that Cynthia is the hardest champion, but in my opinion, Blue in Pokemon Yellow was always a lot harder. But I never struggled so much for Cynthia. I always have a struggle against Blue. And depending on how he evolves his Eevee, depends on how difficult he is to take down. Now, he'll always use 3 Pokemon that are exactly the same, which are Sandslash, Alakazam, and Exeggutor. But his last 3 vary depending how he evolves his Eevee. So, his other 3 Pokemon can be a combination of either Ninetales, Cloyster, Magneton, Jolteon, Flareon, or Vaporeon. And it all depends on how he decides to choose to evolve his Eevee. I don't know if you can control how he evolves his Eevee, but if you can, make sure he evolves it into Flareon. Because if he evolves it into Jolteon, you are screwed. And if he evolves it into Vaporeon, it'll be a little bit tougher, but he'll still be screwed. Jolteon, if he evolves it into Jolteon, you are done for. Honestly, I'm going to go over how broken his team is if he decides to choose to evolve it into Jolteon. Because that's definitely the hardest team to take down. Well, he obviously has the Sandslash, which, is a ground type, and it has hard-hitting moves such as Earthquake, Slash, Poison Sting, and Fury Swipes. Poison Sting is going to be difficult because if you're poisoned, you're pretty screwed. Earthquake is a hard-hitting move, and Slash also has a high chance to crit you. And if he uses Fury Swipes 5 times, you're pretty screwed. His Exeggutor isn't really that hard to deal with, honestly. All you need to do is use a pretty decent fire or flying move, and you're safe. His Ninetales literally is a bit threatening, but it's not the most concerning thing. Like, I think the most concerning thing about Ninetales is that it knows Fire Spin. So once it uses Fire Spin, not only can you not switch, but you can't attack for about 2 to 3 turns. So you're going to be trapped into Fire Spin without being able to attack, and not being able to switch either. So all you need to do is use a super effective move before it manages to use a Fire Spin. We have a Cloyster, which is a little bit more threatening than his Ninetales. Like, it knows Ice Beam, Spike Cannon, Aurora Beam, and Clamp. Clamp is one of those moves that's similar to Fire Spin. Once you get hit by it, you can't switch or leave. Ice Beam and Aurora Beam are very hard-hitting stab moves, and Spike Cannon can be threatening if it manages to hit more than 3 turns. And then comes Jolteon. With only one weakness, while yes is a glass cannon, can absolutely destroy you if it feels like it. Thunderbolt and Thunder for stab, which are both hard-hitting stab moves, Pin Missile, just because, and Quick Attack just so it can outspeed and finish the job if you get to low HP. And then, to top it all off, his goddamn Alakazam, which has no weaknesses, and can use Psybeam and Psychic for stab and really hard-hitting stab moves at that. Plus Psybeam has the chance to confuse you, Kinesis, so that way it's easier to hit you, and he can use Recover to gain all of his health back. So, my advice to you is, bring in a lot of Pokemon that can not only take hits, but can dish out some really hard hits as well. Otherwise, you're screwed. At number 2, we have Ultra Necrozma. Oh my god, I hate this thing! Right off the bat, when you face against Ultra Necrozma, it'll increase all of its stats apart from evasive and accuracy by 2. Fun times. And plus it also has really OP moves as well. For example, it's got Dragon Pulse and Photon Geyser for stab, And it's got Power Gem and Smart Strike for coverage. Which means not only can it take down all of its type weaknesses, it can take down almost every single type. Plus it has an ability that increases the damage if the move that Ultra Necrozma used against the other Pokemon was super effective. So, if you use to add a Pokemon that has a type advantage against Ultra Necrozma, say bye-bye to it, because it's going to outspeed and overpower you. Plus, Ultra Necrozma, like it says right here, Ultra Necrozma has a base stat of 167 in attack and special attack, and 129 in speed. Which means the only way that I can think of that you can defeat Ultra Necrozma is one of two ways. One, you can start the journey with Primarina and get a Zorua. That way you can actually have a bit more of a chance of taking down Ultra Necrozma. But the other alternative, I'm not too happy with, but it might be the only way. The only way that I can see you taking down Ultra Necrozma is use a Pokemon that has high special defense and doesn't have a type weakness to any of Ultra Necrozma's moves. Then use Toxic and stall until it dies. And finally, at number 1, we have the Gold Symbol Challenge against Palmer in Pokemon Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, Heart Gold, and Soul Silver. I've never faced him, but I'm too chicken to. Because when you do, you're facing against the hardest trainer ever in my own opinion. There is only one way that I can describe this Pokemon battle. Unfair. That is the only way to describe this. Unfair. Because not only does he use Pokemon that are really OP, he also uses Pokemon with minimal weaknesses. So good frickin' luck if you want to face him, because he will not make this battle easy. Please excuse the change in lighting. The sun is starting to go down, and since I only use natural lighting, I have to turn my light on, just so I don't get crappy lighting. But let me go over Palmer's regular symbol challenge, which, by the way, you need to get 20 battles in a row, and the 21st opponent will be Palmer. Like, he uses a Dragonite holding a Lumberry with the Adamant nature, and he was EV trained in max attack and max speed. Plus, the Lumberry makes sure that it has any stats conditions on the first turn. So that means it's going to guarantee to get at least one attack in. And it also has the moves Thunder Wave to paralyze you, Dragon Dance up its already godly speed and attack, and Dragon Claw and Aerial Ace for stab. And its only weaknesses are Dragon and Ice. Yay! Your next opponent is a Milotic with only 2 weaknesses, and it's holding a Shell Bell, which means every time it attacks, it regains a little bit of health. And it has the Modest nature, and it's EV trained in HP and special defense. And its moveset is Surf, Ice Beam, Hypnosis, and Attract. Like, Surf is for stab, Ice Beam for coverage against grass types, Hypnosis is just to annoy you, and Attract, again, also to annoy you. And then, we've got his bloody Rhyperior. Oh god, this Rhyperior. He has the Focus band, which has a decent-ish chance to make sure that you can't knock it out in a single attack. With the Adamant nature, and the ability Solid Rock, which means any super effective move against this thing, well, it will do less damage. And it's also EV trained in max attack and max defense. And it has the moves Roar, Earthquake, Crunch, and Rock Wrecker. After that, you need to do the Gold Symbol Challenge. And it's even worse. Like, you need to beat 49 trainers in a row, and then the 49th will be Palmer again. And he uses frickin' legendary Pokemon. Now you're wondering, why is that harder than Ultra Necrozma? Well, it's got an item that best suits it, the best possible nature, and the best possible EV training. So you're screwed. Let's go over his team. We have a Heatran with the moves Explosion, Earth Power, Flash Cannon, and Magma Storm, with the Focus Sash, which guarantees you to make sure that you always survive 2 turns. with the quiet nature, which ups special attack and lowers speed. And it also has max EV in both attack and special defense. Then we have Regigigas, which with slow start is kind of like a double-edged sword in a way. It can either help you or it can screw you over. It's a normal type, which means it only has one weakness, fighting. But it also is holding the bright powder, which I believe makes sure that I think Regigigas' evasiveness goes up. I can't remember. But still, its moves are Earthquake, Drain Punch, Stone Edge, and Crush Grip. And it also it has the Adamant nature and is EV trained in max HP and max attack. And probably the worst of them all. He's got a goddamn Cresselia. With the moves Ice Beam, Psychic, Moonlight, and Signal Beam. Holding leftovers, which makes sure at the end of every turn it regains health. With the modest nature, which increases special attack, and it also has a wide spread of EVs. It's got 170 in HP, defense, and speed. Honestly, I cannot think of a harder Pokemon battle than that. If you honestly think that Ultra Necrozma is harder than that Pokemon battle, in my opinion, you are incorrect. Because you only have to face one legendary Pokemon. In this, you've got to face 3 with the best possible nature, the best possible item, and the best possible moveset. Plus, there are 3 legendary Pokemon. With Ultra Necrozma, you only need to take down 1. And that is why I believe that the Gold Symbol Challenge against Palmer is the hardest Pokemon battle ever. And now then, guys, hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did. Be sure to let me know down in the comment section below if you enjoyed this video as much as I did, if you would rearrange the order, and tell me what your hardest Pokemon battles were. And if you have any video suggestions for the future, feel free to let me know down in the comments section below. Also, guys, like I said earlier, I need to get some Christmas memes, because once my meme review goes out, I am filming will be a little bit screwy. Meaning, I'm going to be, well, mainly because I want to spend time with my family because it's Christmas. So, when the meme review goes up, it should be the 21st of December. Which means at that point, I really want to spend time with my family, and I don't want Sam to edit my videos any more than he has to. So that's why, once my meme review is out, it's going to be the last video for a little while. Then, once my meme review is done, I'm probably not going to upload until near the end of the year. So, please make sure you send your Christmas memes, or make your Christmas memes, and send them to my Instagram. If you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did, be sure to give it a massive thumbs up, comment down below, share this video with a friend, and if you're new, subscribe to my channel. It's been Inferno today. Okay, that's all from me, and so until the next time, this is Inferno, signing off. Bye!